Wednesday.
It's Wednesday, and we're here today to talk about alpha male life, how you can fly high with different career opportunities in the tech industry. And as we talk to Dr. Willie L. Brown, he's going to give you tips on how to capitalize on some of the not so sexy jobs out there, but important to the airline industry, medical industry, and cuts across different industries. All that's happening in 1 hour on this 1 hour talk show, where we have you, our home team, chiming in through the chat. And we'll answer your questions along the way as we introduce you to fabulous guests in between our fabulous giveaways and our plant-based treat. 1 hour, the best 1 hour of your day, starting now as we thank those who helped to make this broadcast possible.
Absolutely. We have sponsors, and today, not only do we have an amazing lineup, but part of the lineup is thanks to one of our favorite sponsors, Dr. Linda Bailey Hayden herself. Of course, we've got to give her the shout out before you see her on the screen, because she is one of the sponsors that sponsors this show in so many different ways. So let's hop to it. Are we going to announce them? Or do I just, show them?
This broadcast is brought to you in part by promotional considerations paid for by the following unmuted sponsors.
Here they are.
Turn down the music selector.
Let's play.
Supreme sponsors, David and Christine Brooks. Thank you, David and Christine Brooks, for choosing us again. Supreme sponsor, Dr. Linda Bailey Hayden of Elizabeth City State University. She is one of our favorite sponsors. Supreme sponsor, JBWR. Check out his YouTube channel. Thank you, JBWR.
Yes.
Supreme sponsor, Next Gen Investor. Check out her YouTube channel. Thank you, Next Gen Investor. You or your company can become a sponsor. Visit blindguyhiswife.com.
Absolutely, absolutely. Right. Thank you to our sponsors. Much appreciated. We love you.
All right, it's the best 1 hour of your day, featuring fun giveaways, great guests all along the way. So let's go.
Wait. We can't stop the show. We can't even start. Dr. Linda Bailey Hayden is in the house.
All right.
She says, awesome shout out. Much love to you both and your awesome show. Oh, thank you. Thank you. You are such an integral part of this. We appreciate you.
Well, let's go. Let's start the show with our Real Talk with Entirely Created and Dr. Linda Bailey Hayden sponsored intro.
Let's start the show.
It's another episode of A Blind Guy.
His wife.
Everybody, I'm Corey the Blind Guy.
His wife, Laquita Marie.
Together we let you into our life live every hump day, bang, to Friday. That's Wednesday,
Thursday,
Friday at
11:15 a.m.
Eastern Standard Time. And this is a 1 hour talk show where it's the best 1 hour of your day, where we introduce you to fabulous guests all along the way on this journey as we enjoy fun giveaways and our fabulous plant-based treat by Chef Laquita Marie. So this morning, like I said, our broadcast focuses on changing your narrative of normal when it comes to your health,
your business,
and your wealth by introducing you to fabulous guests all along the way.
Yes.
Today's guest is no exception to the fabulous guest rule.
Nope. Everybody's excited, Corey. We do have a flight. This guy he's just flying high, okay? He is an alpha male. Yes, he is an alpha. Yes, he can fly airplanes, helicopters, drones. What else can you fly, Corey?
Paper airplanes.
Where else? Fly you to the moon, rocket ships. This man is doing it, okay? But I say let's get him in so we can say hello, because folks are already here. Corey, David Hunt, my Renaissance grandma.
Hey, David Hunt in Massachusetts. My Renaissance grandma.
She's listening while driving, but she does have hashtag the home team. So let's introduce the home team members, like Philip Waldo Jr.
WJ here in VA.
Yes, and Lydia, Best Yet Journey.
Hey, Best Yet Journey down in South Kakalak.
As well as Miriam Adepoju, our favorite Nigerian.
Miriam Adepoju, all the way out in California. Ooh.
She has liked, she has shared, and Dr. Linda Bailey Hayden is here. She's the reason that we have our guest here today. So I say we bring him in. Let's say good morning.
All
Hey,
right. Good
Cassandra, how
morning.
you doing? She got
Hey,
hashtag the home team
hey,
today.
Cassandra Dominic.
All right, Corey. Lash's journey is Jamaican. I was just
Hey,
Nigerian.
Lashes journey down there in Florida,
I love you,
Florida.
Lashes. I love Jamaicans too. I might be Jamaican today. Let's get him in here. All
All
right.
right, come on in. We're gonna bring the alpha male in himself,
Welcome.
Dr. Willie L. Brown. Good morning, Dr. Brown.
Good morning. Good morning.
How
Now,
are you today? Have you been flying today? Did you fly into work? Did you drive, walk? How did that work?
I actually, I'm taking the standard transportation by car. So yes. The great thing, I do not have to worry about have to fly in to work for sure. It's not that complex.
Yeah.
this is about how people can live the alpha male life. And
Mhm.
you guys, that's a play on words because you truly are an alpha male. You're a proud member of.
Alpha Phi Alpha, yes. Beta Zeta chapter at Elizabeth City State University. So yes, I am one of the many brothers of the greatest fraternity, the first collegiate black fraternity. Yes, as Alpha Phi Alpha, which we were incorporated in 1906.
All
Nice. Well,
right.
speaking of alpha males, we got another one. Micro Farmer here. He's saying hi to Best Yet Journey, but we saying hi to him too because he already said hi to us.
All right, Michael Farmer.
Yes, he is a farmer. He's an alpha male as well as trash can waves. And
Trash
well,
can waves out there in Michigan.
yes, and he's a different type of alpha male. We have so many wonderful men here in the chat. Of course, Philip Waldo Jr., another alpha male, saying, "Hey, Dr. Brown." Now they aren't alphas; they are not members of that esteemed organization. However, they're alphas in their own rights and they're different laws.
Right.
So now I will say though, micro farmer, he says yes, alpha all the way. Laugh out loud. Right? He is because he's a husband, he's a father, he's definitely leading his family, and he's doing so many wonderful things. But he doesn't fly. Philip Waldo Jr. He doesn't fly. Trash Can Waves does not fly. I mean, they'll fly, in an airplane, but
when they driving.
yeah, they fly down the highway. What types of crafts can you fly? Do you fly jet propellers, airplanes? Can you fly passengers, or can you just fly yourself if you want to? How does that work?
Well, with aviation, you definitely have levels in which you are rated. I'm actually a private FAA licensed private pilot, and what that means is I can fly personally. And more of your training planes. My mom would call them crop dusters. In my case, we're dealing with training, and what I have experienced with that is definitely drones. Flight is a part of our community, but more from my perspective is training and development.
Brown Coat Blue is listening, and he's definitely one of those men that's taking charge in his life. I don't think he flies anything, and he's not training other people. But Micro Farmer is admitting that he does fly down the highway about 20 miles above speed limit. So okay, we got a few flight pilots here. They just flying different things. Trash Can Wave say, "Hold up, Laquita, I do fly. Don't stereotype me. I fly paper airplanes." Trash Can Wave. Okay, everybody's doing their thing out here. Now, David Hunt is Trinidadian. He is a musician, and he is an amazing musician, father. He's also a teacher, a tech guy. So I'm sure he will appreciate a lot of this information that you're going to bring today. But I do have to ask you before we send you to the green room for a moment, because David Hunt is talking trash about okra. Do you like okra? Because he has in here hashtag the home team, which is great. But you know what he also has, Corey?
Hashtag no okra.
Yes.
No, of course.
So what about for you, Dr. Willie Brown?
Well, you know what? I grew up on him. It was actually one of my father's favorite, and in ways of it. If you ask my mother, she says she can cook some of the best okra that that she will have you to love that type of a vegetable. So what I would say when my mother cooks, it's always going to be the first love.
Oh, nice. Okay. Well,
Yes.
you know what? We were gonna say goodbye for now, but number one, thank you for loving okra. So we got another question from Brown Coat Blue.
Okay.
He says, I have flown a small plane in Otter up
Okay.
in Canada, puddle jumper territory for about a half hour.
Yes.
So small planes, small crafts, those are your specialties as well, right?
Well, I'm assuming he flew with the airlines, and what that, or even there are two different ways you can look at it. So I'm assuming that he's flying with one of the regional airlines, and what we call the major airlines. You'll go from, maybe from Charlotte to Miami or something like that. Just giving you a destination point. But here at I'm in here on the Eastern Shore region at Salisbury Regional Airport. We have what we call regional airlines, and you can fly from Salisbury to Charlotte, where it may not necessarily have the passenger size of the 200 plus, but you're probably look at seat capacity of 35 or 50. So that's what he probably was able to experience. Or like you go to any location that they have a tourist of the area, you can fly in these small planes and you can just get a tour of the local areas, and that's what he probably have experienced. Yes.
Nice. This is good. I know you have moved up so far in your career, in your life, and now at the University of Maryland Eastern Shore. We were just there performing last weekend at a wedding there on campus, and so we'll talk more about that later. But everybody is excited for this information. For example, we do have Micro Farmer saying that he's going to have his daughter take flying classes next year at their private airstrip.
Okay.
Whereas on the other hand, Philip Waldo Jr. used to fly a flight simulator back in high school while he was in junior ROTC through the civil airport, but he never flew solo. So we also have Uncle Stu, another alpha male.
Hey, Uncle Stu.
Thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate that. Now, Irene Zab is watching from Kenya. Yes, all the way from Kenya. She's watching. Now, Uncle Stu is much like you, though. He's a man that's taking flight. Whatever he wants to do, he's doing it, and we do enjoy him. Now, here's a question. David Hunt, I told you he was in tech. He says, do drones count? I believe I can fly.
You know what? Yes. According to the FAA standard, now there's difference between it. You can be a licensed drone pilot where you can fly these drones or operate these drones, what we should say, and it would be under the FAA regulations, which you can do it so with commercial activity. And when we say commercial activity, you get paid for it. So there are licensures that the everyday civilian could actually occur by doing drone flying. And we have the hobbyists where you fly in your backyard with the kids. As long as you would stay within the regulations, you should be safe. But yes, it's all about how we define aviation or aircraft is anything that leaves the ground. That's what we consider FAA regulations. So anything that leaves the ground is a part of flying.
Nice. Well, knowledge and relationships is soaking up this knowledge. Hello to you. Great to have you here. And then we also are getting more information from Brown Coat Blue. It's a float plane used to land on small lakes up in Canada. The pilot just showed me what to do and asked me if I wanted to try since I was sitting in front. There were only 7 people in that plane.
Yes. Okay. So float plane, also called seaplane. And what it is, these planes, they will have floats and you can land on the waters, right? So that's a really cool experience. And I have not flown a float plane or a seaplane, but that's something on my bucket list.
Nice. Thank you for those details. This particular comment is from Micro Farmer. Yes, they're into sports, but he's talking about his daughters, but he wants them to have other skills, and young Black women don't have those resources. So it's important for parents to show different things. And I know that's one of your passions.
I know for us, we definitely try to expose our kids as much as possible. They're different music. They play. They're very musically gifted. They play violin, piano. They play percussion. They do all sorts of dance genres, whether it's ballet, modern, hip hop, cultural dances. They also are. They've tried sports, but they found out that it wasn't necessarily what's their cup of tea. But even our oldest daughter, she's in the Navy Junior ROTC, so she's learning about being a sailor, and she'll be doing different things as far as going out on boats and learning how to learning the different terminologies and nautical terms.
But I know that one part of your passion is for young Black people to realize that this is a path that they can take, in the same way that Micro Farmer was saying about his daughters. He was like, they're young, they're Black, and you've been young and Black, so that's part of your passion as well.
Yes. And you know what? Speaking of, I know you all talked about music. I'm actually a musician. I play the piano and the saxophone, so and the drums, but not as good as I would say with the piano and the saxophone. Yes.
Nice. Okay. Well-rounded. I love it. I'm sure your daughter, your family, and your children are proud and excited for all of those accomplishments. Where do we go from here, Corey?
We're going to put Dr. Willie Brown backstage so that he can enjoy some of those shortbread cookies that they serve on the airplane and one of those little half a can of sodas that they give you on the airplane.
Oh, yeah. That little skinny Sprite. All right. We'll see you soon. All right, Dr. Brown?
See you soon.
All right. Wow. You know what? We're going to have to ask him when he comes back. Micro Farmer says now airlines are paying people to learn how to fly because there's a shortage. What does he think about that? Don't worry. We'll pin that comment and ask soon, because Brown Coat Blue is saying flying school is definitely one thing I wish I had done as a young fellow. It ain't too late. We'll ask Dr. Brown about that. Yeah. How old can you be? Or do they just let you fly yourself? So if you mess up, you just mess up yourself.
Well, this broadcast is powered by StreamYard and my viewer support by members like you. You can be part of the Blind Guy's Wife, their home team, by just remembering to bum rush the buttons. Like, share, subscribe.
That's all you have to do. Scrolling right there at the bottom of the screen is blindguyhiswife.com. You'll also see lots of our sponsors like Dr. Linda Bailey Hayden. She's responsible for today's show, so thank you so much. She is a professor out of Elizabeth State University.
Elizabeth City State University.
Oh, what'd I say?
You should say Elizabeth State. It's fine.
Elizabeth City State.
Clarifying, so if people want to look it up, they were looking in the right spot. Elizabeth City State University down there in NC, North Carolina. And
not only is she a mathematician, a student of one of the Hidden Figures stars in the show, in the movie, in the film, Hidden Figures, she's a mathematician herself and responsible for impacting so many people, including our guest today. So we do appreciate you, Dr. Linda Bailey Hayden. Thank you for being such a wonderful sponsor.
You can also be part of the Blind Guy His Wife Their Life home team by going to blindguyhiswife.com.
Click the green coffee cup.
Clink. I don't think I got a green one today, but clink.
No, you do not have a green coffee cup today. Yes, follow the lead of Dr. Linda Bailey Hayden. Well, you don't have to follow her lead, because I will say that she got 99 coffees, right? I think that
decaf on one.
Yes. And so what she did was she came here, she clicked the green coffee cup, and once that widget opened, instead of choosing 1, 3, or 5 coffees, she typed in her own number. Now, we always type in 25 because Corey has been blind over 25 years. Corey cannot see, his eyes don't work. And there's a fun part of today's giveaway. You all are going to decide if Corey will be flying that flight simulator. When Philip said he's been flying a flight simulator, yeah, that's so cool. You guys are going to decide, but head on over here, click the green coffee cup. You can check out right here. And thank you so much. Healthy G Mom, she's bought us several coffees recently. She says, I absolutely mega love how you guys help yourselves and others with your positive mindset journey. We appreciate that. So you guys leave your name, say something nice, follow her lead, follow Dr. Linda Bailey Hayden's lead, or even Sir Hale Speaks. You coming in speaking, y'all. Salute.
Hey, Sir Hale Speaks.
We appreciate you. Great to see you too. Corey can't see, regardless of what they tell y'all. Corey cannot see. Because look, what he said, good to see you both. And you know how we always say, good to see you too.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for saying hello and welcome as well. Praying Couple Cooking Series. All right, Corey. So we've showed them our guest for today as part of today's topics. We've also showed them how to click the green coffee cup if they'd like to support this dream, told them to give a thumbs up. Anything else that we should tell them before we go? You know, everybody's favorite part.
We want to give you a sneak peek at the plant-based treat.
Absolutely. You know that everyone loves food. At least I do. Okay, let me just say me. It's me. I love food. And so we have lots of plant-based treats because we want you to get more fruits and vegetables into every single meal. We don't want you to eliminate everything. We just want you to add fruits and vegetables to every single meal, not just breakfast or dinner.
But at every meal, because we're not the vigilantes.
Oh, we are not the fruit hoodlums, no.
We're not the plate popo or the mealtime marines. We just want you to get more fruits and vegetables in at every meal.
Absolutely. So now this is my favorite food that I'm going to give you a sneak peek of. However, our guest today says that he's a fan of this food too. So I said, okay, sure. Let's make this today's plant-based treat. If you're ready. Oh, wait. Oh, should we go with the coffee? Let's just do this one because our guest doesn't drink coffee. He drinks tea.
All right.
Outstanding oatmeal. Yum, yum, oats.
All right.
That's it. Just a sneak peek at today's plant-based treat. Yes, it does have lots of fruits and vegetables, nuts, everything in there. Look at Fran Couple Cooking Series. Says we would join your membership soon. So many to choose from. You know what? The nice thing about Buy Me a Coffee is that it is not a membership. You can do a one-time tip and you're done. It's sort of like a virtual tip jar because we don't have a membership for that reason. There are so many memberships that, yeah, we don't want to bog people down and lay them low like that.
But
I am here.
Every coffee you buy goes right to our Optimum Pine Edutainment Incorporated, the parent company of Blind Guys Who Like Their Life, and it's a 501c3 nonprofit.
True.
So at the end of the tax year, you can go ahead and claim it on taxes.
Yes, absolutely. Let's say hello to everybody. I think we already did. Other than Sappho 1966. Hello,
Right,
first time
Sappho
live. Hello from Boston.
1966. All right, they're up there near David Hunt in Massachusetts. All right. But definitely, guys, go ahead and hashtag the home team to get ready for the first place pony drawing. Hashtag the home team.
Yes, thank you, Gail at Night, for dropping in the links to buy a coffee. But if you all are looking to figure out what do you mean about hashtag the home team, well, some people have already typed that into the chat. All you have to do in order to win first place bragging rights, do not type in Team No Okra like David, but do type in hashtag the home team like David Hunt. The reason we're doing this is because the first person in the chat, it was David Hunt. He was first, but some people want to be first, so we give them the opportunity to get first place bragging rights. Now, keep in mind, if you are a person like Uncle Stu, the old man on the block, and you paid for your spot, you just might win. I got you, Uncle Stu. But no, it's not rigged. Let's bring our guest back in, Corey, so we can see what Dr. Willie Brown, our alpha male, is talking about. Good, they're putting it in. Hashtag the home team, Brown Coat Blue, and Best Yet Journey.
All right. So we'll bring Dr. Willie L. Brown in.
Oh, hello. Welcome back.
Thank you. Yes.
But Dr. Brown, you're here today to talk about the alpha male life that you've established in the field of research and development in aviation sciences. You've gone from being a student to a pilot, from a pilot to professor. We're going to talk about that journey and how Dr. Linda Bailey Hayden helped to impact your studies and your career.
How did you become an aviation alpha? From not from the time you were a child, unless you had parents influencing you saying, hey, you can help us fly the crop duster. Let's let you take the reins. Or did it start right there at Elizabeth City State University?
Well, I definitely come from a fortunate background where family and education was always the foremost thing that we had to consider as not only children, but going through our progression through life. So I come from a big legacy of ECSU graduates. My mother and father, they actually met at Elizabeth City State University. And from there, it was almost upon, us to go to Elizabeth City. Now, not everybody applied that particular strategy in my family. Like my sisters, they went to Winston-Salem State University. I have two sisters. Yeah. However,
they still part of the family.
Yes, they went against the grain. But however, I had a lot of influences. Who my uncle, Dr. Willie Gilchrist, and my aunt, and along who was Jacqueline Gilchrist, and my mother and father. They was pretty much saying as the only, for my father, I was the only boy. As the only boy, you going to Elizabeth City.
Right.
you're gonna follow that footpath of going to Elizabeth City, which I complied, unlike my sisters.
Is that where you pledged Alpha? Because I know this right here, your first solo landing.
Yes.
This was at Elizabeth City State as well, right?
Yes, it was at the local airport at Elizabeth City State University. Near Elizabeth City State University. This was actually a lot of the training is happening at Elizabeth City Regional Airport, and at that time I was at Elizabeth City majoring and studying aviation, as well as computer science, and I decided to pursue additional training outside of the offerings at the university. So I started to train to become a licensed private pilot, which it was rewarding, and I'm definitely grateful for the opportunity that the airport provided, as well as Elizabeth City with the support.
Nice. Well, you know who's here? Coach Remy, all the way from
Belgium.
I was going to say Rwanda. He's from Rwanda. He was recently there. He's back in Belgium right now, but he does have hashtag the home team. He does not fly. He is an alpha male showing us what to do, but he has not pledged Alpha. So I have to ask you also, did you pledge Alpha when you were at Elizabeth City State? Because that's where you got your undergrad.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So yes. I was a undergraduate when I pledged Alpha, Alpha Phi Alpha, the Beta Zeta chapter. So and I think I initiated within the intake my sophomore year at Elizabeth City State University. Yes.
All right.
So after Elizabeth City State, you went to further your education, and then you became a doctor, a philosophical doctor. What was that journey like, and how did you continue with the aviation science?
That was at Elizabeth City State too?
No, it was not Elizabeth City. So I received my undergraduate at Elizabeth City State, and I got into industry and realized that aviation and seeing aviation from a different view, it was needed. So I went to a school in Daytona Beach, Florida, on the campus of Daytona campus, which is Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, and I received my master's degree from Embry-Riddle, studying software engineering with aeronautics, and from that particular era of education, I went and furthered my degree through a partnership program with North Central University, dealing with aviation safety and security, with the focus in business and homeland leadership and policy.
Okay, nice. This is great. This is good news to hear your advancements. I was showing some pictures from where he is now at the University of Maryland, Eastern Shore, receiving awards, donations, and things like that. And we do want to say hello to the amazing MNG because she is in Jamaica, actually. So she's saying hello to everyone. And we do have to also answer a couple of questions because right after you left the first time, these popped up. Micro Farmer was saying that airlines are paying people now to learn how to fly because there's such a shortage. What do you think about that?
He's correct. He's correct with that. And really, HBCUs and with aviation programs, we are in a unique position, as some of the pictures that you displayed of big signings and agreements with airlines, and we're talking about regional airlines. We'll talk about major airlines here at the University of Maryland Eastern Shore. Now they're not only supporting students in their path to fly, which you said paying for a lot of their lessons, but they also having this preferred pathway that they will help students and bring mentorships and job opportunities in these areas. So it's definitely dealing with aviation as pilots, but also we're talking about flight operations, um, um, management of facilities, which we're dealing with. I should say BWI, Baltimore on Washington International Airport here in Maryland. So we have a lot of these partnerships that's coming about within the HBCU communities, within aviation, that we're excited for, because it has not always been this case. So aviation education, we are seeing a growth in passenger um, flying and the activities. So with growth, you're also needing more trained individual. So it's more of that supply demand model that we are trying to fulfill in education.
So in other words, microfarmer, the field is wide open from the cockpit to the conference room.
Yes.
Well, Audacity Dawning, Uncle G is here. And so hello to you. Now, this brings us to the next question before we get into our first place pony drawing. We call him Uncle G. Him and his wife, Audacity Dawning, they have a channel where they're talking about life, farming, and all these good things, right?
Mhm.
But we say Uncle G, which means he's older. That's Brown Coat Blue's question. He says, flying school is definitely one thing I wish I had done as a young fellow. Do you have to be a certain age? Is there a limit or a cap, sort of like when you're enrolling into the military? Do they stop you, or can you just do it like sort of like a driver's license? You can kind of get a pilot's license up to a certain age.
Well, there's not necessarily a limit on an age for becoming a pilot. However, there are limitations in certain practices of being a pilot. So what we were saying, one of the limitations is before you become a pilot, what we say, you have to get a FAA medical examination. So you go to a doctor that has been designated by the Federal Aviation Administration. So that's what the FAA stand for. The doctor will give you an evaluation, making sure that health-wise that you are okay to fly the plane, or you're in good fit to fly a plane. In addition to that, a lot of times people get the limitation mixed up with the airlines having a kind of like a mandatory requirement for airline pilots, and that age could really based on what the regulations of the airlines would be. But anything outside of that, no age limit. Once you're a pilot, once you have your license, you always will have it until something, maybe a bad medical or some kind of review that's needed. But you're definitely still able to do so. The first step, I would definitely go to the local Federal Aviation designee and see your medical, how well and how fit you can fly an aircraft.
Nice. Like the CDL driver's license is what Micro Farmer is saying.
Yes.
They won't let us leave this alone. Look, Brown Coat Blue, what ages do most airlines use? That's a good question.
Sometimes they can get to the 60s, somewhat in mid 60s. It depends. Yep. And they're talking about the standard. So I don't know. It depends, but it could be mid 60s.
Okay.
All right. So I'm still young enough. The Queen's still young enough. We can get our pilot's license and fly ourselves to Egypt.
Yeah, Montreal on a Mission is in Egypt. So she's watching from Egypt right now. But we might be calling you Dr. Brown, so we can maybe you can charter a flight for us. We can just have you fly us over there.
But before we fly anywhere, we gotta get these horses running in the first place pony derby. So what's gonna happen is I'm gonna make the horse race announcement, Dr. Brown. And when I say bring, when I make that gate sound, bring, you're gonna say off we go into the wild blue yonder.
Wait a minute. So, everybody who has not put hashtag the home team, like the amazing MNG, she's showing us love. We do appreciate it. Make sure you put in hashtag the home team. You as well, Montreal on a Mission. Look at Philip. He's still young. He says he's going to get his pilot's license. I think he already put in hashtag the home team. And Brown Coat Blue is excited because he says, okay, good. So I have plenty of time. And he's saying it's not like the air traffic controllers. He believes they force retirement at age 55.
All right, retiring at age 50, forced retirement at age 55.
Yeah, Motrell on the Mission has her hashtag the home team, Corey. So I say let's go for it.
All right, so Dr. Brown, when I say bring, you're gonna say off we go into the wild blue yonder. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another ride of the Blind Guy, His Wife, Their Life Live. First place pony derby. All the jockeys are mounted and behind the gates in any position, ready to run. Bring!
Off we go.
All right, and we're going. We got Brown Coat Blue, Motrell on the Mission, Philip Walter Jr., My Renaissance Girl, My Best Yet Journey, Audacity Darling, Cassandra Dominic, David Hunt, Audacity, Motrell on the Mission, hey, Praying Couple Cooking Series. They are the winners.
Yes, they
Congratulations.
in on the wings of a unicorn.
Yep.
Won the race.
Look, Uncle G tried to put it in there again, but hey, they took it away. And I heard you tell them congratulations. So thank you for congratulating Praying Couple Cooking Series for winning. And that's DJ Vince. The husband is DJ Vince. And so they do some fun stuff over there. And they do a lot of praying, they do a lot of cooking, and they help quite a few people as well. So Philip Waldo Jr. is congratulating them right along with Coach Remy Fitness. And thank you so much, Gail at Night, for dropping all of the links for Dr. Willie L. Brown. She's dropping your profile as well as your LinkedIn, your Facebook, whatever we have in there, she's dropping it in there. Plus, it's already in the video description, so people can learn more about you and find you as well.
So Dr. Willie L. Brown, we're going to put you back in the virtual green room to enjoy some computer chips and some software salsa. And then we'll bring you back after we give you a formal introduction.
Thank you.
Yes,
All
thank
right.
you. We'll see you soon. Look, they talking trash. David Hunt says he didn't see his name. I also admit that I was looking at another screen. See, I said your name. That's why I read them out. Thank you so much, Samuel 1966, saying congratulations. We appreciate the kindness. Don't be like David Hunt. All right. So we will see you soon. Thank you for helping us out with the first place pony.
All right.
All right, Corey.
Well,
Philip said he cannot wait for the introduction. So I guess you better hop to it.
If you just joined us, thank you for joining us for this episode of The Blind Guy,
His Life.
Their Life Live. We're here for you every Wednesday,
Thursday,
Friday at
11:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
introducing you to fabulous guests in the best 1 hour of your day. And these guests help you to change your narrative of normal when it comes to your health,
Your business,
and your wealth. Today's fabulous guest is no exception to the fabulous guest rule. When it comes to being alpha male, Dr. Willie L. Brown this person is more alpha male than Buck and White Fang in both of those books. The Call of the Wild, and then I forgot the other book's name. But he's more alpha than that. When it comes to taking flight, he can outfly Tom Cruise in any of the Top Gun movies. When it comes to taking flight in aviation, the Wright brothers have to tip their wings and salute to this gentleman, even though they were the ones that are credited for inventing the airplane. When it comes to flight, he is faster than Starscream from the Decepticons on the Transformers. He can fly higher than Superman, and he can fly faster than Wonder Woman's invisible jet. Wonder Woman. It's time to introduce you to today's special guest. Let's take flight into the wild blue yonder with Dr. Willie L. Brown.
Welcome back. Come on in. Welcome back. Hello.
All right.
So we've missed you just for that short time, but you know what? Everybody was excited because we had a few people come in. Richmond is here saying hello. And then we also have G Mama Grows in the house. Not to mention Diamond Sonia. Now she's in Namibia. I always forget where Richmond is because I be putting people different places. I'll put Richmond in South Africa, and then Richmond will be in the UK. Diamond Sonia, I know she's in Namibia though. So welcome everyone, and welcome back, Dr. Brown, because everybody's talking today about what? Flying, but you're not flying right now.
And we're going to talk to you now about how you went from being a pupil to a professor, because that's when you start to find out.
Wait, from pupil to pilot, I thought.
From pupil to pilot.
First.
I'm sorry, pupil to pilot. From pupil to pilot.
Because currently you are a professor, right?
Yes, associate professor. Yes.
So we already talked a little bit about you getting your pilot's license, but what is it from? What was the transition like from going from student to pilot, and how did you transition that into what's the aviation science?
Well, thank you for the introduction, and I appreciate you all taking that moment. I think that's the best introduction I've seen or have thus far. Hopefully, I can live up to those expectations. There's a lot more work to be done, but come from a people to a pilot, and yes, it starts by your education, right? So education is that equalizer as we look at society and just start to see generation wealth and growth and transformation of families. It usually starts with the ability to achieve one's education or gain that knowledge. So becoming a people to pilot, it was more so understanding as a pupil or a student that look, I have this opportunity, this chance, this ability to do something that's not necessarily that my mother, my father had, but also make a difference to bring diversity in industries that may not necessarily look like me, but also bring it in a way that can encourage others, but also make a career for myself. So I think that was one of the things that I saw opportunity in a field that not only going to lead to more opportunities for myself, but lead opportunities and a legacy for other HBCUs, other schools, other students to go through and consider in these different practices.
Now, one thing you didn't mention is, as far as your studies, you're not just a graduate of the Elizabeth City State University Aviation program. You are the true Alpha.
What do you mean?
He's one of the first to graduate.
So education, and like you said, really bringing the diversity, leveling up at the institutions where you are. And so when you say the first, like the Alpha, the first chapter that was there?
No, he was the first. Alpha being the beginning. He was at the beginning of the aviation program. He's one of the first students to graduate from Elizabeth City State, and that gives you
the
that
pilot program,
in the aviation program, and then that makes you. That's what speaks right to the trailblazing aspect. What you're saying, leaving that legacy, making a way for other people to follow in your footsteps. So
yeah, you go. Yep. Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. Yeah. So what happened is, when I graduated, I was considered one of the few to graduate with a dual degree in aviation and computer science, but also attaining a licensed pilot, while in school. So at that time, professional flight education was not established, but later on in the years, Dr. Anthony Sharp, he went through and established flight education at Elizabeth City with other concentration that you currently see in the program footprint. But I was definitely a part of STI program under Dr. Lawrence, where taking the FAA written examination, the Federal Aviation Administration written exam. So you have to take that before you attain your license, and then going through a training where my mother and father supported. Yes, I definitely could have the opportunity to reap those benefits, to be one of the first at Elizabeth City to attain an aviation science degree and also become a licensed pilot. Yes.
Nice. And I know that research and development is really the sauce. We're talking about aviation, but you say that aviation is safety and security. Like, okay, I know I can have an income, I can, fly, I can have an esteemed life, but really research and development, that's where the sauce is at, because that's where you become a mover and a shaker. That's where you're in the decision-making seats and all of those things.
And that takes us to the next talking point, which is from pilot to professor. Because, a lot of times people think of it, and it goes across industries, people think about the sexy jobs, like being a pilot. That you think about Tom Cruise and Val Kilmer flying fighter jets. Or you think about in sports, sexy job. It's not the offensive lineman, it's the quarterback. He's the guy. Or in the medical field, it's the doctors and surgeons. Those are the sexy guys, sexy girls, and everybody else is just just supporting staff. So, but like you said, there's actually career stability and there's security in the fact of in doing research and development across industries. But specifically speaking to aviation science, part of that reason is because nowadays pilots and the airline industries and different airline aviation types of businesses, they got the people's lives in the balance. And so, we're the
and when a crash happens, they come to you. Like this article that you featured on your Facebook page, this was just shown. This just happened in March of 2020. This crash that happened with a China aircraft or China aviation disaster, so to speak. You were one of the experts, right? That you were referred to. You tell us about it.
So yes, in my current role, I'm here at the University of Maryland Eastern Shore. I'm associate professor in engineering aviation, and I also have a dual appointment as the interim vice provost for planning and quality for faculty and articulation. So what I also do to give back to service to the aviation community, I'm a part of what they consider the Transportation Research Board. This board is considered through the national academies, through engineering, science, medicine. We're responsible for the research community, the dialogues that we see in the research community, and we have working groups in these research community. Currently, I serve under the research community for aviation safety, security, and emergency management. What I currently do is I'm actually communication coordinator for that group, AV 090, and I'm also the chair for the communication coordinator committee group. So anytime with communication of the various subgroups under these communication protocols, I'm responsible as a chair to make sure the information is getting out there in an appropriate manner. So I just accepted that role actually April the 15th of 2022 as the chair of the transportation communication working group. Yes. And I think we're on mute. Yep.
Yeah, you know what? My apologies. Thank you. Our microphone disconnected there for a second. I was just explaining to Corey that we were showing some of the different news articles that you have been able to assist with. Being in your position of research and development, this is where you're one of the experts that these news channels are coming to. You're the one that they're addressing. So it definitely helps to, like you're saying, level up your education, bring everything into perspective. And you know what, Corey, you were asking just now about.
I was asking about NASA. You work with NASA as well, correct?
We do a lot of partnership with NASA at University of Maryland Eastern Shore. I'm actually considered the technical point of contact with our NASA sign agreement with Wallops and Goddard Flight Center. So at University of Maryland, we have a signed partnership for career development of students, research, and activities. And we have several grants that I'm a part of in the ways of co-PI, PI, team members' responsibilities. So yes, we do a lot of research with NASA. We've been having a long-standing relationship with them, and we're happy to have this signed agreement as a HBCU, which we are one of the few with this signed agreement with NASA to develop the pipeline in research development for NASA and student growth. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So why is research and development so important to fields like aviation and medicine and across different industries? Why
And
is
we do
research?
have a couple of questions around that too, because everyone always wants to ask what micro farmer is asking, what is the entry level income for a new pilot? So, while he's asked, that's the main question people want to know, right? They say, well, what's the entry level if you're a new pilot? Now, people like Lash's Journey, she's a business owner, she has children, so I'm sure she's looking for the answer to this question. Because because they're trying to figure out, well, should I be a pilot? Should I get into research and development? Which one is the better value here?
Well, so go back to the first question. What's the entry level job? I think, and what we're saying is there are a lot of bonuses where pilots are signing, and regionals. We can look at probably 60 to 80 just coming in, but and that's really going back to the first question that the individual had. I think the microfarmer had regional would be the smaller planes, the smaller aircraft that we consider, and then the majors. You're talking six figures on up. We can see the upwards of 250 plus. So it really depends on coming into the entry and how far you progress. But the progression is there. It's not like you started out in this entry level and it is stopped, but you starting off and you seeing advancement and increases on sometimes a monthly basis or even quarterly basis. So yeah, students coming to an entry level is not really long stead. It could be a matter of promotion within months.
So research and development, like I said, is important across the board. And like I said, and so while microphone asking about the pilots, like I said, that's the sexy job. But what is the importance of someone going into research and development? Where can they?
Oh, wait a minute! Before they do that, what hashtag are they going to put in? Because we're getting to the top of the hour. We only have about 8 minutes left in this episode, and there's a fun giveaway because everybody keeps asking about aviation. I know that for your giveaway, you are going to give a simulator experience to me and Corey so that we can come there to the University of Maryland, Eastern Shore. We can come back. Because like I said, we were just there last weekend performing at a wedding, but we will be back for the simulator. The winner will get to decide.
Who gets to fly the simulator is going to be me or Laquita.
So which hashtag should they put in, Corey?
So let's hashtag.
Should they put in Dr. Willie L. Brown, or should they type in Aviation Alpha, Alpha Male Life? I don't know.
I was going to say this. I was going to say we could hashtag University of Maryland.
Ooh, which one do you prefer? Any preferences? Or Elizabeth City? I don't know. Any of your preferences?
It is totally up to you all. It's totally up to you all. Whoever hashtag we see, we can go with it, right?
We're going to hashtag Alpha Male.
Okay.
Alpha Male. We can go with that. Yes.
Hashtag Alpha Male. So that way you can hopefully win the next giveaway. Go ahead, Corey.
So tell us about the value of research and development and why that's a good career opportunity across industries.
So yes. So going to those unspoken jobs, right? I think that's where you all start this scene on. Research. We have an obligation in aviation, and we have an obligation to continue to gain the confidence of passengers or passenger travel, but we also have an obligation to protect lives. So one of the things that I saw as a mission or a personal desire is to advance the industry in ways that we have not seen before. And one of the things that I do now is research, as mentioned, in aviation safety and security. And what we are trying to do in the research community is not only see current practices, but advance these practices beyond the safety efforts of what we are seeing over the last decade, in which aviation, we have seen a difference with increasing of doctorates or doctoral offerings in aviation and aviation sciences, we are now able to not only research, but we understanding the various factors that could cause accidents, or in the ways of preventive, bring awareness to the operators like the pilots, air traffic controllers, the managers, everybody that's a part of these communities. We want to create some kind of level of awareness that we know that is going to be best practices in ways of advancement, and be able to advance their skills that they already have trained for.
Mm, good deal. This is so good because there are so many people. Look, Cassandra Dominic has put in out hashtag Alpha Male. So has Matrell on a mission, listening from Egypt, and Uncle G, Audacity Dawn, and Philip Waldo Jr. There are so many people listening in. Micro Farmer that are looking to tell other people, like Micro Farmer said, his daughters, and Elasha's journey. She has children. These are some of the paths that you can take. They're still obtainable. It's not outside of your reach. So this is great to get the breakdown from you. Micro Farmer has a question. Are there flight programs or camps for young kids? Trying to figure out, like, how do I get my family involved?
Yes, there are a lot of programs that's offered, and I know University of Maryland, we offer several. We just got funded for this NASA MEREP grant that will be starting for summer 2022. Elizabeth City has some, if that's the close in your area. Delaware, a lot of these programs, HBCU, Hampton, but they have a lot of opportunities.
Hold on a second, Dr. Brown. I don't even know where the music is coming from, so I guess we better just close everything.
Okay.
You heard that?
Yeah, I heard it.
You know what? I think it was a commercial from one of those news reels that was playing in the background. Because I was like, who is that?
It's kind of going along with it too. It was part of the speech. But yeah.
Anyway, go ahead on, because look, Philip is trying to also get in there. Come on, are there any programs for adults?
Adults, yes. Yeah. What they call is higher education 4-year programs. We offer programs for adult learners, and that's where we are here for. We're here to not only give degrees, but we also here to show ways of career advancement. So it's never too late for adults. That's what higher education is here for. So we target that population, and you're targeted as well in ways of, if you're interested in aviation, please feel free to reach out to us.
All right.
Love it.
Careers in research and development. While the pilot is actually flying the plane, it's a bunch of people that you don't see in the background. They're helping to keep you safe while you're up in the air, or if you're dealing with a doctor in the background in the medical research industry. There's a lot of people keeping you safe when it comes to medicine, when it comes to food, when it comes to different types of things. And speaking of food, it's time for us to go into our plant-based treat, but not before we do our final giveaway.
Yes, so we are going to do our final giveaway to see from all the people that put in hashtag Alpha Male. One of them will be able, David Hunt put in I am Alpha Male. But anyway, he got it in there. So they'll be able to choose who does the flight simulator when we come there to visit you. We'll show it live there at the University of Maryland Eastern Shore, whether they choose Corey or me to do the flight simulator. So
I'm going to count 3, 2, 1, and then you're going to say, lift off.
All right.
Ooh, that's a good one. All right, so let's go for it.
3, 2, and the 1.
Lift off.
All right, we got Philip Waldo Jr., Matrell on the mission, Audacity Dawn, and David Hunt, Cassandra Dominic, Matrell on the mission, Cassandra Michael Farmer, David Hunt, Philip Waldo Jr., David Hunt, Matrell on the mission, Audacity Dawn, and Matrell on the mission.
Hey, all the way in Egypt. So
yes, all right, Matrell. We girls got to stick together. Who's it going to be? Who gets to fly?
The flight simulator at the University of Maryland Eastern Shore.
Yes, where Dr. Willie Brown is currently the chair of the Transportation Board. I think I have that wrong. The chair of NBC News. I'm making that show.
He's vice provost, and then he's an administrator in the aviation sciences department.
Right, because there's like the university president, then there's him, and then there's some other people going down. So y'all, we have the man here. Yeah, Matrell, come through, okay? Let us know who is going to fly the flight simulator. Will it be Corey or me? Thank you, Sappho1966, for the support. She's congratulating Matrell on a mission. We do have to ask you this question while we wait for her response, though.
Dr. Willie L. Brown, what fruits, vegetables, or whole grains have you eaten today?
Blueberry.
Blueberry.
Nice.
Yes.
It's one of the best fruits.
Yes, it is.
It has a lot of antioxidants, and I might have put some into this plant-based treat recipe. The oatmeal that we're showing today. They have a lot of antioxidants. They say the berries have more than some of the other foods, but all fruits and vegetables have fiber and pretty much antioxidants as well. So you're on the right path.
All right. So
this has been wonderful having you on here today.
We're gonna pop you back into the virtual green room as we get ready for but don't leave, because we're gonna talk to you as soon as this broadcast is over after the plant-based treat.
All right, see you soon.
See you soon.
All right. Just so you know, boom, I got my answer. She says, I would love to see you do it. I think that's for me. Hey, Global Green Book.
Hey, Global Green Book.
Global Green Book is here as well. Now, she flies quite a bit around the world, back and forth to the Gambia. So I'm sure she'll be excited for the plant-based treat as well, because she not only loves blueberries like yourself, but she loves all things good. So we'll see you soon. All right, Dr. Brown?
All right, see you soon. Yes.
All right. Let's get into the plant-based treat, Corey.
It's time for today's plant-based treat by Chef LaQuita Marie.
Getting you to eat more fruits and vegetables every day at every single meal. Here we go.
Outstanding oatmeal. Yum, yum, oats, yum.
This is a favorite breakfast combination. Oatmeal we make ours with almond milk. Just a couple of apples, a couple of bananas, and a handful of nuts. I've got pecans today, so there are 5 of us that I'm feeding, so I use about 2 cups of oats, 3 cups of almond milk, and a cup of water. You can do that as well. Cut the apples into cubes. Just take out the core. Apples are full of fiber. They also are full of flavonoids, which lower the risk of developing Alzheimer's disease. I'm going to add all of our apples in.
Cover and cook on medium, 10 to 12 minutes.
Instead of cinnamon, I'm just going to add some nutmeg today. Nutmeg relieves pain and indigestion, strengthens cognitive function, detoxifies the body, boosts skin health, alleviates oral conditions, reduces insomnia, improves immune system, prevents leukemia, and improves circulation. I usually add about a half cup to 3/4 of a cup of sugar. Also, this is where I add the flax seeds. I add about 3 tablespoons. I did crush up the nuts, and I added some cashews. Research has determined that certain fats common in nuts actually reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease. Now we'll just add our bananas. Bananas have lectin and vitamin C, proven to reduce the risk of leukemia and other forms of cancer. We just add the hemp seeds. Hemp seeds have a high ratio of healthy fats, which may benefit skin diseases and provide relief from eczema.
I like how it was creamy, plus I really like bananas.
All right. Look, Mary Ma comes in at the right time every time. She says, I always manage to come in when the food is cooking. Yes, ma'am. That's the best time.
All right.
Well, Mary Ma Poju is back.
All right. That does it for this episode. Thank you for coming back, Miriam. That does it for this episode of Blind Guy.
His wife.
Their Life Live.
One love to you as well, Brown Coat Blue. And you know what? Philip Waldo Jr. said, thanks for sharing today, Dr. Brown.
All right. And we thank you for being here as well. But again, we're here for you every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at 11:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join us tomorrow. We have a special show as we take you to understand how to structure great business partnerships with a company called the Book Club, all taking place.
No, wait, did you say tomorrow or tonight?
Oh, that's right. Tonight we're going live at the club. Live at the club. So join us tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as we go live at the club. So
hold on, wait. Miriam has a testimony. Okay, but I got to catch you up real quick, Corey. We're over time. This is a 1-hour show. So y'all, this is just a bonus. My favorite food is oatmeal. And I just had to tell you what all the people were saying about that oatmeal. Well, Global Green Book is more of a porridge girl herself, but she'll try this recipe. She's working on her wellness. Matrell says, I like my oatmeal loaded as well, so it looks delicious. And of course, Sappho96 just said, awesome oatmeal.
All right.
But wait, Miriam has a testimony. As a result of your channel, I'm losing 17 pounds this month. Hey, that's wonderful. That's what we want to hear. Eating those fruits and vegetables at every meal, they will do it to you because it's a great way to eat more food. You get fewer calories. And so, yeah, the weight has nowhere to go but away. So, yes, Mary Ma is saying, thanks always. Philip is excited for Miriam losing. And she says, I have a photo shoot, so I'm taking lots of fruits and vegetables. See how that works, Corey?
All right. Yeah. Getting all the plant power that you can get to make yourself feel good, look good, and stay strong.
Yeah, so she's in California. So when we go live tonight at the club, that will be 4 p.m. her time. So wonderful, wonderful. Global Green Book is excited for Miriam, and Brown Coat Blue says veggies all day. I think that's a good way to wrap it up, Corey. How do we say goodbye?
All right, we're going to say goodbye to you guys like Miriam Adepojo said goodbye to those 17 pounds. She said, deuces.